It's actually a really exciting moment when students generalize and they're like, mind blowing to actually see those patterns, and it can be really exciting to see in the classroom. So concept-based inquiry is an approach to learning where we're really bringing together kind of two different approaches to education. One is this focus on inquiry, where questioning, often questions actually designed by teachers, are used as the main form of driving learning. We want students to be able to use those questions and answer them for themselves, to have that ownership over learning. And concept-based learning is about building big ideas that transfer across time, place, and situation so that they can see, even though they might have studied something in a particular time period or in a specific context, they can see the relevance of that today. They can make connections to current events in the future and really take that learning beyond the classroom to its real-world relevance and application. I think one of the biggest shifts we see when teachers move to a concept-based classroom is actually student engagement. So students are given the responsibility of doing the thinking and seeing patterns. They're not being told by teachers, this is what we want you to understand, go ahead and prove it and demonstrate that in an assessment. They're being asked questions and presented with a series of case studies. Sometimes those case studies are chosen by the teacher, sometimes by the student. But they are being asked to look for patterns and make connections and then say, this is what I understand as a result of my learning. And that process is incredibly empowering for students to actually own that learning and see that bigger idea for themselves. It's actually a really exciting moment when students generalize and they're like, oh, I've had students be like, mind blowing to actually see those patterns and go, and sometimes they'll be like, it's that simple. So it's that idea of them kind of seeing this pattern where in the past, teachers might have demonstrated that pattern, but actually didn't ask students to articulate it. So they assume because they have taught multiple examples that students got the bigger idea. And it can be simply by asking that one conceptual question that takes that thinking to that higher level and reveals those patterns. So it can be really exciting to see in the classroom. And I have found myself just the engagement that comes from that just reduces all of those distracting behaviors in the classroom because students are so focused on what is that big idea. Yeah. One of the things that I'm really excited to see specifically with the humanities department is the way that they're being much more intentional about integrating the social studies component with the English language arts component in a way that's supporting the development of skills in terms of their reading and their writing that are necessary to take that deeper dive into the content. So when you can do something like find the main idea, then you're going to be able to approach the social studies at a much deeper level if you didn't have that skill. Or if you can develop a strong research question or develop a claim, then all of the social studies is going to be supported by that as well, which is why humanities and bringing those two disciplines together is so exciting. But over the last couple of days that I've been working with teachers, they've been much more intentional about that process, which is, exciting to see as a group. I look forward to seeing how it further develops. One of the things we really focused on was, firstly, articulating what is it that you want your students to understand in this unit. And the clarity and that comes from being that intentional is huge for teachers because it doesn't begin with, hey, this is what our topic's about, what should we do? It actually pauses and says, before we even think about what we might do or what our case studies might be, what are the bigger understandings that we want? So the clarity from that and the intentional aspect of that is really exciting, I think, and it gives teachers a much better focus for the unit. The other thing is we spend quite a bit of time looking at different types of questions and how we can use our questioning to path students' thinking to these understandings. So there was quite a lot of work on that. We got teachers writing questions and then trying to answer other groups' questions to say, are these questions going to get us where we want to get to? So it was a fun process to develop some of those units, and some of the units look really different to what they were looking like 2 days ago. So I think concept-based curriculum does require both creativity and structure. The structure comes from the intentional decisions that we make as educators in where we want to get students to. And then it gives teachers, once we've agreed as a team on that structure that we've put in place, this is the understandings, this is the knowledge we'll work on, this is the skills, it actually opens up for a little bit more creativity and flexibility on the part of both the teacher and student in choice of case studies. So not every team has to explore the same case studies to build to that bigger understanding. So either the teachers can have more freedom in terms of their case studies, or the students can have that freedom in terms of what is it that I want to explore in relation to migration or revolutions or ancient civilizations. So it allows for quite a bit more choice along that way. And also it can lead to choice of a different output in it. There's different ways to share your understanding. So I think one of the biggest things is teachers need time to plan units in this way, and building out that time to give teachers an opportunity to get the clarity. The other thing in terms of sustaining momentum is building practices around shared opportunities for teachers to observe each other, for teachers and students to share their generalizations and come together and kind of moderate that and say, do we all get to the same big idea? And then to also share those strategies that we use in the classroom that we know are transferable across concept-based units, but being able to see what does that look like with our students here at ISB, which of the strategies are really resonating with the teachers and the students. So taking the time to share successes along the way, and also to be able to come together around challenges. So I know that ISB does a really good job of creating opportunities for collaborative meeting time, and it's continuing to utilize that in a way that keeps the focus on some of this new work that's being done.